A robbery suspect is dead after a late-night robbery.
Pistol.
Back and shot an intruder breaking into her home.
911, what is your emergency?
A citizen, just like a police officer, have the right to defend themselves or defend others if they're in fear of death or serious bodily injury, and that right extends to using deadly force.
Well, I'm a locksmith. I deal with security. I go to homes and fix locks where people have been broken into. And it's a violation of person. And you see the emotion that spills out from the victims. And then you become a victim yourself. It's time to stop it. I'd been a victim 4 times. I was tired of it. I was born in Terrell, Texas. I grew up in Grand Prairie. My dad had a paint and body shop, so we went and worked on the weekends at the shop, and that's what gave me the inspiration to be a locksmith, because I didn't want to work on cars all my life. My son is here. He works with me. He's my youngest son. About 10 years ago, and he started helping me build the business. And then I have 2 daughters and a son that live in Nashville, Tennessee. I've got 9 grandchildren. My dad, he worked from can to can't. He'd get up when he can and go to bed and quit work when he can't work no more. He's a hard-working man. My mother, she was a driving factor of making sure everything was done properly. When you do help people, it gives you a good feeling. You do the right thing and charge a fair price, and you give good quality work and good quality products. The business always comes back to you. I do work out in the garage quite often, so I had equipment set up back there. I guess they saw the garage in the back and thought that was detached enough to where they could go in and take whatever they wanted and it not be missed. But I have surveillance cameras on my house and my property, which that's one of the lines of work that I do. I do access control and CCTV. You know, this guy was in my backyard 4 times. Obviously, they had to have some kind of a vehicle in the alley to carry as much stuff off as they carried. I've got a 6-foot wood fence in the backyard, and I believe they were climbing the fence and coming over.
Let's go. Come on.
The Friday before, they were here and they were shopping in my garage most of the night. They hit me and they took a lot of things. And I had it on videotape, everything they were taking out, just like they lived here. So I called the police department Saturday morning and made a report, and a corporal came out and gave me the service number and took the information. She knew what I was going through. She sees it every day. When it rained all day Monday, I figured, well, you know, nobody's going to get out in the weather. But they did. Well, I've got 9 birds. One is a red-headed Mexican parrot, and he tells everybody hello. He tells everybody goodbye. And that morning about 1:15, 1:30, where he started saying hello, and that woke me up because he doesn't do that. He sleeps all night. But when he saw him, Salvador told him hello. I looked up on the monitor for my cameras, and I saw him go into the garage, and you could see him lighting his cigarette lighter, looking for stuff. This is Dennis Baker, and that's when I called the police. I've got a burglar in my garage again. I put on my shoes and my pants and grabbed my pistol and went out the front door. My garage is full of weapons as far as hammers and all kinds of tools, crowbars. And when he went into the garage, he had his hands in his pockets, so you don't know what he has on him. He was in the back of the garage. I turned on my laser and I had it on his chest. I asked him what he was doing, and he took a step toward me, which was, in my mind, it was an aggressive move. That's when I reacted. The other one, I think as soon as he heard the shots, he was gone. Yes, this is Dennis Baker. I called the police back and told them they needed to bring an ambulance. I was standing outside when they drove up.
Yes, sir. What you got going on?
There's a burglar in my garage, and I shot him. He's still back there.
Okay, why don't you sit tight here and let me check it out.
I'd already taken my weapon and unloaded it and laid it on my bed. They went straight through the house and back to him.
Dallas Police, you okay, sir? Okay, hold on, buddy. Get an ambulance for you.
And they put him on the gurney, and then they loaded him on the ambulance and took him to the hospital.
Subject shot in the chest.
And he died 20 minutes or so later at the hospital. When you think about having to take a life, it's not a good feeling. The detective watched the video and told me, he said, well, it's all by the book. There's nothing you have to worry about. He's in your garage. I had friends that I hadn't talked to for a long time called and talked to me about it. A friend of mine said, Dennis, don't feel bad. He said, every occupation has an occupational hazard. A fireman can die in a fire, or a coal miner can die in a cave-in. Well, a burglar can die in somebody else's garage in the dead of night. The detectives got his information off his body, and they went to his mother's house, which is a couple of blocks from here. And his mother said, yes, that's my son, but he sleeps in the shed behind my house because he's not allowed in my house anymore because he's already stolen everything that's of value. He was 47 years old. He had 17 priors on his rap sheet, burglaries, drug possessions. In the videos of the 4 previous actions, the other one was always in the garage first. I think in the second or third burglary, he had moved this box, so I had CID come out and they pulled fingerprints off of it. And then they came to my house a couple of days later with a mugshot lineup, and I pulled his picture up off of my DVR and said, yeah, this is him, this guy right here. So we knew who he was. They had his fingerprints. He had already been processed before for burglary and drugs. I knew that he frequented the shopping center. That's where he hung out and bummed money. So the following Monday, I was in the shopping center and I found him, and I got him arrested. I think about life. I want to make sure that my family's protected and people that's around me. I'm always telling people to be aware of your surroundings. We're close around here. My next door neighbor, he's got 3 children, and he told me, he says, Dennis, I'm glad you got the guy, because he could be coming into my house to my family. My neighbors are top. They're top notch. I couldn't ask for better neighbors. We do things, we help each other, and that's the way it's supposed to be. They've all come to me and told me that they appreciate it, that we got somebody out of our neighborhood. This could be a message going out to the crackheads, the drug dealers. As a neighborhood, we're not going to have it. We will fight back.